Hi everyone, we're vlogging today. Yeah, we're in the arboretum and Liv is going to talk to plants because she's a psychic medium. And yes, that is a thing. She can actually sense the energies in trees and plants and it's so cool. So she's gonna talk to some plants while we're at the arboretum.
Yay. So it's like way quieter than any place ever and it's kind of weird, but I really like it. So this one has more female energy, but it also has male energy. I would say it's 3/4 female and then 1/4 male. And the most female portion of it is on the back side. This one.
So the backside is more female?
Yeah.
Okay, weird question. So people talk about Y trees. Maybe it's like, sometimes there are trees that are like this, they come from the ground, they split. I think there's like one where there's like 4 of them, and when you go in it, it's like a portal. Or maybe this is a portal. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know enough about like mythology and cool things like that. I just really like trees, and I know that they talk.
I know that they talk.
But this one, when we were walking, was like, aren't I so pretty? Look at me. I'm so pretty.
She is pretty.
Uh-huh.
They are pretty.
Anyways, it's just little things like that. Like I'll be walking around. Not all trees have something to say.
Well, yeah.
It's just like not all people have things to say. So, I mean, I just wanted to point it out as we're walking. It's like when I'm talking to spirits, all of a sudden someone pops in and they're like, oh, hey, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why it might seem random that I'm like, this tree thinks it's pretty, but it's literally how it is.
So the reason why we're here is, I don't know, a few years ago, Liv figured out that plants could talk to her, and we shared a story in our podcast, but we're going to share it here of the first time she, I don't know, listened to a plant, a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember sitting at one of the desks one day studying, and I was like, why do I feel like I'm afraid of heights?
Yeah.
And why do I not like screaming children and like just like weird tweeny people? And I'm like, I'm a tween, right? And long story short, there was a ficus in the corner of the library that was on a step stool, and it did not like being on the step stool, and that's where all of this information was coming from. So it got to the point where my mom came to pick me up one day from school, and she was like, this plant is talking to me, because she's an Aries and she just blurts things out. So I thought I was crazy, and then she just starts rambling all this
What's
stuff
with this
off.
plant? It doesn't like being on this. And she's like, you hear it too?
Yeah, so we actually moved the plant off the stand, and it was happy about it. It's an Ironwood. Look at it. Ooh. This one has a more male feeling to it. I was thinking about it. This one has more like a very, like somber kind of feel to it. Like
Somber.
Yeah. Oh, like, but not in a,
sad way.
yeah, not in a sad way, in like a strong, resilient kind of way. Em and I got locked out of her car getting ice cream one night, and I was talking to the plants in Chick-Fila.
And they weren't even plants. They were literally just severed flowers. Well, I guess I shouldn't say severed. They were cut flowers in like little vases. And I think it's wild that she was literally talking to like a body part of a plant.
I don't know how it works.
It's literally like if I cut my arm off, you would be talking to my arm. My arm's not gonna talk to you.
I think that plants are much more sophisticated creatures than humans. So, I don't know.
Yeah, their energy is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
they're super old.
Yeah, and they were the first things to basically create not single-celled creatures to colonize the earth.
They're the reason why we exist, because of oxygen.
Yeah,
so.
Which we'll get into in the video. We are your Meta PsycKicks. Look how great that one is. That one's really big. And for all the people that don't know, trees are symmetrical. So everything that you see on the top of the tree is what the bottom looks like too.
Right.
So many people don't know that. I think it has a very female presence too. I don't know, we talked to that little Ironwood tree. And now I feel like there's a male presence over here. But that doesn't make any sense because it's not on my spirit side. So it might be like...
Do plants come in on your spirit side?
I think so.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Weird.
So I'm thinking with all the recording and stuff that we've been doing, like when we were at Janelle's house and I said that there was a guy in the living room that was like hanging out and I felt him on my left side. I think I'm learning that when spirits come in and they're like physically here, it's they come in on my left side. So like if someone were able to see them,
they would be standing like in this world.
Yes. So we were over at the Ironwood tree and that's when the male presence popped in, and the person, that tree has a memorial for a person. And I feel like it might be the person for the memorial.
God.
I think he thinks it's interesting what we're doing, and he's excited to show us like the arboretum. I feel like he comes here, even though he has a tree in his honor, I feel like he comes here and he walks around and like enjoys things. And since it's also like Easter, he's just like, come enjoy my garden.
Look at my trees.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's really cute. He's kind of older, like late, like 53, 56 maybe. And he has like one of those old, like golf hats. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, and he has like pants on that are too big for him. Like an old person.
Will you explain the tree's spirit? I don't know if that makes sense to you.
So all living things have energy. And we've even talked about how stones have energy, but it's more of like, stones' energy are more of a collective energy because they have so much energy from them, from being
and a lot of them
created.
Get shipped off from a bigger piece.
Yeah, so they've been around a long time, but trees also have been around for a long time. Usually by the time that they have more talking presence. I mean, not even necessarily that. So rocks have energy because they've taken a really long time to form. So all of the energy that went into forming them is there. It's not necessarily, I would put it like as an active residual energy. Can that be a thing?
I don't know. It's interesting that you say it's on your spirit side.
For trees?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with rocks.
Oh, really? Because they're like in this realm.
Yeah.
So are they not in this realm?
Trees?
Like what happens when a tree dies?
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know, you were saying that they were connected through their root system.
So
is that how their spirit works? Because trees live a long time.
You're making me think of things I've never thought before.
Because I feel like they share the same life force.
What do you mean? Because they're all connected? We also have to understand on a biological level, the first things that were alive were single-celled organisms that were able to survive off of not oxygen. So trees are the reason we're alive today. So photosynthetic bacteria, so photosynthesis is the ability to take sunlight and turn it into like energy, but the byproduct of that physical or biological process is oxygen, and we breathe oxygen. So we're basically breathing the farts of trees to survive.
Ask the Morley man. He should know about trees.
He's showing me a library and books.
Why?
Like I have to sit down and read about it.
That it's complex.
Yeah. So
because I'm like the way that you talk about trees, it sounds like they share like a collective conscious in this realm, but like also not in this realm. Like,
it's interesting because
we are consciously attached to this body. I don't think that they are consciously attached to their form. That they're like...
That would make sense. It's like trees are physically connected to this realm. Oh, you're right, but not spiritually connected.
Like we're attached to our bodies and we're like literally looking into this world. But I think they're just... It's like there's a whole bunch of energy and they just like pinpoint themselves in different trees. But they're one energy.
Yeah. But then it gets into like Native American things where like people's souls can be attached to trees, which is interesting that we're standing at a memorial tree and this guy's like, this is my tree. This is the arboretum. Isn't it nice?
It's because separation is an illusion.
But I wouldn't necessarily say that he's attached to this tree. He just knows that it's planted in his honor.
Yeah.
And he likes...
It's like Mrs. Morley and her building that was built in her honor.
Yeah, so like she's not attached to the building, she just knows that it's her building.
Yeah.
Type thing. wild. Why are you making me think about things that I don't think about?
Because that's how I think about things. I don't know.
Okay, so we were going into how trees talk biologically. So people say, oh, trees can't talk to you spiritually because they're trees. That doesn't make any sense. Well, they are living beings, and they talk to each other by their root systems. So we've already said how trees look the same underneath the soil as they do on the top. They're just mirror images of what we see. And on the roots, they have little tiny things called root hairs, and on top of those little tiny things, getting smaller, is something called a rhizome. And the rhizome is the root hair coupled with the fungi that live on the root systems of the trees. And when weird things happen to the trees above the surface of the ground, say one of them falls over, one of them has an infestation of bugs, the geese know what's up.
Squeak, squeakin', squeakerman, squeakins.
They'll send out chemical signals through their root systems to let the trees around them know what's going on. And those fungi help amplify those systems as well to give information to the trees and to the other trees. So it's all like a symbiotic relationship to an extent, depending on the fungus that you're talking about. And that's how they communicate with each other, and people have been figuring this out relatively early. So it's a pretty new field of science. So that's how they talk to each other as
Physically.
they are right now. So
Yeah.
it's not that far of a cry for me to think that they can talk to me.
Well, rocks talk to you. We
Yeah.
already had a podcast about that if you want to hear her talk about our rocks.
Yeah.
Our crystals.
So it doesn't seem far-fetched that a tree has a soul. You want one?
I'm good.
Is it like buttercups?
They look like buttercups.
How much do you like one of them? Those little bushes are cute. They sing too.
They sing. So what, they have a high vibration?
Yeah. As soon as we were walking up, and I was gonna walk over there, but they caught my eye and they showed me the thing from Alice in Wonderland where the roses are singing.
Oh my
You know, like
gosh.
the plant ladies?
Yeah.
They give off like the plant lady vibes. And I know the plant ladies ended up being mean, but that doesn't have to do with anything.
Yeah, that's cute.
So we should recap that things that are spiritually connected or whatever will use things, whether it's a plant or a human spirit I'm talking to, they'll
Yeah.
use things that have happened to me to communicate ideas.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. There's so many of them.
Lots of sun turtles. They're all bebopping around. Uh-huh.
So like, if you're reading a human energy that's alive,
Yes.
it comes on your psychic side. And same thing with animals.
Yes.
But plants don't. Plants come on your spirit side.
Yeah.
So their spirit doesn't have the same attachment to its physical body than a living, breathing being.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying now. But they'll also show me things that are going on around them on my psychic side. So they honestly utilize both sides of my mental medium area. So like,
Yeah, because the connection is different. So they're telling you psychically what's happening to their physical body.
yes.
Yeah.
So like that little bush that's over there, the one that's kind of tan.
They're all tan.
Okay.
We're going over there. Say
Right
yeah.
there.
Okay.
That one. Right there.
Yeah.
That one likes one of the tree keepers that works over here. One of the
Oh,
arborists.
that's so cute.
So,
Why does he like them?
so I was literally just asking, like, you know, show me like a psychic thing about like what's going on so I can tell the camera basically.
Yeah.
And that one's like, oh, I like this one arborist or like a tree keeper that takes care of us over here. She has blonde hair and they wear it in a ball cap.
Oh.
But they were showing me on this side. So
Tree keeper. That's so cute.
I think it's interesting that this bench is dedicated to a woman. But I feel when I was walking up to the bench, I got a female side over here. But I think the tree is more male and female.
Mm.
the woman who was the bench is in honor of is like, she thinks it's cool that we're here, like at the arboretum on a day like today, but she's also like, why aren't you at home like making food because it's Easter?
We already did that. You should know that. So does the tree like the people that sit at this bench?
Not the ones that pick on it. The children that pick on it. Because it showed me the screaming child.
Don't like children.
Yeah.
I feel like most plants don't like children.
I feel like sometimes they do.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like children
like to
pick things off of them. Do the trees tell you stories? Like the really old ones? Like how Harry tells stories?
I've never actually sat down with a tree to listen to its stories. Usually when I want to sit with a tree, it's just because I need something else that doesn't necessarily talk to listen.
Yeah.
And it's not that I like sit down and physically speak to trees. Like I've said before, they kind of have like a hum to them.
Yeah.
And it's like a very vibrational type thing. I don't know, it just feels healing to me to sit on a tree or next to a tree.
Alert!
Oh, they're having a duel. It's like the crabs from Finding Nemo. Hey, 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 hey. You know when they're on the little thing at the end? It's my bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never really sat down to listen to a tree. Again, they're more of like a comforting thing. I feel like at some point, I've never had a tree that gave me advice or told me a story besides
Ask that tree. Is that tree alive? I can't tell.
What, the one next to it or the one that has leaves on it that are dead?
The dead leaf tree. The tree that looks like it's more kicking than the stump.
Oh, it's alive. That one has more of a male energy. He's offended that you thought that he was dead.
Well, I was a little nervous. He's offended that you thought he was dead. Well, tell him to grow some leaves.
He has a bug problem on one side of his roots. Which is the one side that has more leaves on it still, instead of having buds on them.
Yep. Tell him to tell you a story.
He's telling me that the tree next to him was younger than him, even though it's dead.
Does he miss the tree?
Yes, but when the tree was alive, they had like a sort of competition.
Yeah, because they're so close.
But now it's, now that he's gone, he's kind of like, I don't have anyone to talk to that's as close to me.
Yeah.
Not that space separates trees, but
yeah.
It can, but it can't. It's not necessarily important, but it is at the same time.
What's happening to them physically?
Yes.
I get that.
He thinks that the flowers are annoying.
Why?
Because the flowers kind of have a very like chirpy kind of vibe to them.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense too.
They
have a higher pitch.
Frequency, yeah. And he's like, they're annoying.
So they hear the hum of other life forces. What do they say to you?
I feel like one of those is actually connected to the other one.
Interesting.
Because I feel like there's two male presents, and then the one that sticks out to the left is actually like a part of both of the other ones, not necessarily its own.
Weird. I don't know. Does the aura change on flowers versus trees?
Are auras allowed to be brown?
I don't know. That would be a mixture between different colors.
Well, for when you said auras, the yellow daffodils kind of have like a pinkish aura to them.
Interesting.
At least the ones over there do.
Before you were saying that trees have like
a red aura.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wanted to say red, but I'm like, can all auras for trees be the same color? Well, then I would have to say like red. That one has more of like a brownish red though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's kind of sassy.
Why is he sassy?
He's like a grumpy old man.
Well, I'm making fun of him because I'm telling him he's dead.
I don't know why I keep seeing books, like in a library, like books. It started with the old man, and now the tree's telling me the same thing. Something about books.
Trees are made out of books.
There
books are made out of trees.
a library here at where we're at.
Do
They
you need to
have an
go
old
there?
library. Well, you can't go in because some of the books are so old that they have them in like pressure, temperature regulated things.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, I don't know what to say.
What's up? What's up? Just that old time.
Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. If you guys want more plant content, make sure to go to our podcast and we'll tell you all about our story from the arboretum.
Yeah.
So make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time we post. However, check out these videos while you wake and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace. We are your Meta PsycKicks. Okay, it is recording this time.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, we just missed a conversation with a lady that I don't remember not hitting the record button to make it stop recording, so we're just gonna leave it there.
Who is the lady? She's gonna hit the button again.
I don't know who she is.
Is she related to me?
No.
Is she
See,
a human spirit?
yes.
Huh. So she's not a spirit guide.
No.
Okay.
I'm done talking to the dead people that have all these memorial benches today. I can't do it. Maybe it's one of those people and they're just putzing their nose into places that it shouldn't be.